So this is going to be a multi-part video that's going to take place over this weekend. The Wilwood brake kit for my 66 Mustang showed up today, and so I'm going to be doing that this weekend. I just wanted to go over what was in the box. I actually opened it and kind of started looking at what's in here, but I figured I'd want to share it with everyone, especially folks that might be interested in what comes in the kit. There are a number of places that you can buy this from. It all, as far as I understand it, they all drop ship from Wilwood, which actually worked out real well for me because they're in Camarillo, which is not too far from Los Angeles. Especially right now, shipping's just insane because it's right around the holidays. So, anyways, I bought it through Performance Online, which is also here in Southern California. They're out towards Corona, which is east of LA. The reason I picked Performance Online is I've used them before, and they sell the master cylinder power booster bracket with the proportioning valve kit for the car, fully assembled. And so I'll go over that too here in a minute after we go through this. So this just arrived today. I did buy it with the brake line kit. You have to buy this separate, but you kind of have to have it. I mean, it's, if you think you're going to use your old brake lines, you're not, because this has the fittings in it. Wilwood brakes are interesting. I've used Wilwood brakes on and off over the years for a number of different things. And they're very interesting in the fact they use a pipe thread plug, or pipe thread 1/8" NPT into the calipers. I think they're all that way just about. This comes with the right fittings for it that are rated for being used as for brake lines, because the hydraulic pressure is so high. You can't just use a brass fitting or something that's not safe. So anyways, you got to buy this. It's about $70 on top of the kit, which is kind of annoying. I'd think, just price the kit with this in it. They're going to need it. So, I mean, I guess it gives you the option if you want to piece this together yourself with other brands, which you could, but just buy the freaking Wilwood one. So it's got that. There's some wheel spacers here, which we're going to need probably because I'm using stock wheels. We've got, this is part of the hat. That is the mounting surface for the wheel. This is hardware. I already peeked into this one before, but we'll open it. Nobody's going to want to watch this video. It's just going to look like a bunch of shit being thrown around. Anyways, this is all the hardware, the seals. It comes with the bearings inside, and these are the outside. These would be the inside. Seals, bolt kits for both sides, all the hardware you need. They do recommend Loctite for this. I have it on hand, but I don't believe it comes with it. They do tell you that you need to use Loctite. Here are the pads. There's another hat. I didn't get any further than this when I opened it before, so the rest is a mystery to me. Here's the mounts for the calipers. So these are bolt into the original spindles, because you use the original spindles with this setup. So those will bolt in where the backing plates of the drum brakes were. What else have we got down in here? Well, that's the hat. That's the mounting surface. So I wonder what that other thing is then. Let's take a look, shall we? Since I don't seem to know what the hell it is I'm talking about. Oh, these are the adapters. So these go from the hat to the disc. And I'm looking at this and I'm starting to wonder if these are correct or not. Those have 5 holes in them. I wonder, is that... Oh yeah, okay, it is. Yeah, so that bolts to the back. So it threw me off there because I was thinking that maybe it went through the lug studs, but it doesn't. So yeah, that bolts to the back of that. So that's the adapter for this, and then this adapts to the discs. So that's... I'm not going to open up the rest of this stuff in here because there's just another one of those in here. And then the only thing that you won't see unless I dig it out of here, and I imagine it's in the bottom. Oh, the calipers too. Well, I guess that's worth showing. Why not? So here's one of the calipers. 4-piston calipers. I mean, really the best stuff. I've used Wilwood in the past. I mean, they make the best stuff, and that's most people probably won't argue with that. Down on the bottom, the rotors are in there, and I haven't got enough space. The shop is just a complete mess right now to try and dig this all out with one hand. But anyways, it comes with everything you need except for Loctite. Like I said, they've got a video on the assembly of this, which is really very helpful. I'm sure it comes with instructions too, but they tell you what all the torque specs are for this, and they tell you what Loctite to use. It's not 680, but it's not 243 either. I forget which one it is, but I bought some of it, or I had some of it already. I double checked what it was they said to use. So anyways, that's this, and then we'll go over to the trunk of the car because that's where I've got the Power Master kit, and I'll pull that out and we'll take a look at that as well. Here's the master cylinder kit, I guess you could call it. It's a relatively small 7-inch booster, but I think for this car it's going to be more than sufficient. I could have stayed with manual brakes, but you know, I think the wife's probably going to drive it. I just want it to be easy to drive. It's already got power steering. You know, this thing's going to be a weekend cruiser. I want anybody to be able to drive it if they want, and have this reliability as well. That's why we've got that thing right there going on it. That'll be the next series of videos. So anyways, this is the Master. Of course, it's a dual bowl, naturally. Comes with that. Comes with the disc drum proportioning valve. It's a standard, you know, proportioning valve that you've seen probably a million times. The brackets, pre-bent lines, everything that you need. The new clevis for the brake is in there. So it's got to be assembled, but you have to bench bleed the Master anyways. I'm most likely gonna probably take the Master off of the booster to do that. I prefer to bench bleed these. You know, some folks, they'll install it and then they'll kind of quote bench bleed it. They'll put the lines into the reservoir and they'll bleed it in the car. I think it's harder because you can't pump it and watch it and see when all the air's out. I like to throw it on the bench vise and do it that way. So anyways, this is all set where the brackets are custom fit for the 66 Mustang. It should just be a bolt-up deal. This bracket, I believe, bolts on. Yeah, that bolts onto the front right here, and the proportioning valve is going to sit on that bracket. It'll be right here. I was looking at the brake lines in the car, and of course I'll go over it when we do it. It looks like, you know, I'm going to actually be able to bend the stock lines, and they're in real good shape. I'm not going to replace them. This car has no rust. I mean, it's in really good shape. So I think I'm just going to be able to bend them into position with my tubing bender. I've got a freehand tubing bender that I'm probably just going to eye it and take a couple measurements, and I can get it set up. If not, I've got a double flare tool and all the right stuff. I've got some stainless steel 3/16 line. It is all 3/16 on this car. Even the single line that goes to the rear, I was actually surprised that wasn't 1/4 inch. But it is in fact all 3/16. I believe that this kit, I got to verify when I open it, but I believe this kit even comes with a converter to go from 1/4 inch, because that's usually what the residual valves on the back of these proportioning valves have. Usually is 1/4 inch. So it's going to have to be converted down to 3/16 for the rear brakes. So I'm going to take a look at that, and if I find out, you know, when I dig through all the parts and pieces here, if I find out it's any different, I'll let you guys know. So anyways, this is going to be, I guess, part one of multi-part video. In addition to doing the front disc brakes, we're going to be doing the rear wheel cylinders and the rear axle seals on the car. I have all the parts for all that, as well as the shocks and probably some other stuff that I'm not going to show just because, you know, it's not really the subject of this. But while I'm in there, I'm just going to be doing everything that it needs to get this thing really kind of you know, daily driver type of vehicle.